My name is Courtney Foley. I'm going to be talking to you about drug testing student athletes who belong to the NCAA. The NCAA stands for the National Collegiate Athletic Association. It is a member-led organization that is dedicated to the well-being and lifelong success of college athletes. The NCAA and member schools share the responsibility of not only testing, but also educating student athletes to prevent drug usage. The NCAA consists of 3 divisions, 1, 2, and 3, there's probably thousands of schools throughout the country that fall under them. The NCAA has a drug testing program, and the purpose of this is to deter student athletes away from using performance-enhancing drugs, also known as PEDs. It also impacts the eligibility of the student athletes who abuse substances that are banned by the NCAA. They test for steroids, peptide hormones, masking agents year-round, and also test for stimulants and recreational drugs around championship events. The banned drug classes that are in the NCAA are 1, stimulants. Stimulants are considered like cocaine, bath salts, stuff like that. Another class was an anabolic agent. And the 3rd class is alcohol and beta blockers, which is alcohol. The 4th is diuretics. 5th, illicit drugs, which is basically your street drugs such as marijuana, heroin, anything that contains THC. Your 6th class is peptide hormones or analogs. The 7th, anti-estrogens. And the 8th is beta-2 agonists. So there's 2 different types of tests. There's a performance-enhancing drug test, and then there's also the street drug test. There's different penalties depending on how many offenses you have and which test you're taking. So a penalty, the first offense penalty for a positive test for a performance-enhancing drug, which is a PED, is the first offense is 1 full year of eligibility, and then you're withheld from any competition for 365 days from the date of the test that you failed. The second offense of failing that test is you lose the rest of your eligibility. As for taking a street drug test, your first offense, you are withheld from competition for the first 50% of the season. And then the second offense results in loss of a year of eligibility, and you're withheld from competition for 365 days from the date of that failed drug test. And for eligibility, you have 4 years at the school to play your sport. So you get 1 year taken away, you only have 3 left, so on. So if you were to tamper with the drug test, student athletes who are involved in that are ineligible for any postseason or regular season competition during the time period of 2 calendar years. So if you tampered with the test in 2016, you will not be able to participate until 2018 from that date of when you tampered with the test. However, if you completely refuse to just show up to the test or refuse to provide samples of your urine or however they are testing you, then the penalty goes straight to a positive test for a PED, which would be first offense is 1 year eligibility and 365 days, and then second offense is all eligibility is taken away. And lastly, the way that these athletes are tested are through urinalysis, which is you pee in a cup, they test your pee, positive, negative, go on about your day. You're observed by a member on the drug testing crew of the same gender. So if you're a male athlete, a male will be in the room with you observing you pee into the cup. If you're a female will be in there with you watching you pee in the cup. They do this to make sure that nobody messes with the pee, to make sure nobody cheats and is getting by while using these drugs. And these processes are usually done within 20 minutes as long as the athlete can provide an adequate specimen. And that is it.